I'm just enamored with this whole idea of flourishing and prosperity. It really connects for me to Paul's admonition or his desire. Beloved, I desire above all things that you should prosper and be in good health. That is such a benediction, a blessing over our life and over the life of a city, to have that as an objective or a mission statement, that we would desire that those in our community would prosper and be in good health. And in kind of delving into that word prosperity or prospering, I equated that to the idea of flourishing. So I think it's a tremendous opportunity for us in the faith community to partner with nonprofits, to come alongside and act as a paraclete to them, to see what God is doing in their mission statement and come alongside what God is already doing so that the entire community flourishes or profits or their life journey is made easier.
The word flourishing is not a concept. It's a state of life for not only yourself, but you're talking about the city. When the city is healthy, when things are going right, when you're flourishing, it can be, should be actually internalized. We have the opportunity in Austin to help our city flourish. Whether you're in the church or in a nonprofit community, whether you're in the government or you're working at your job, all those things that can participate to help make this city flourish. Flourishing to me is a great place.
The Community Advancement Network, or CAN, is a partnership of government, nonprofit, private, and faith-based organizations working together to leverage their resources in order to ensure that our community has good access to economic, educational, health, and social opportunities. CAN provides a forum in order to increase awareness of issues, strengthen partnerships, connect people across issue areas, and help develop strategies in order to create an equitable community where everyone has access to opportunity. In other words, CAN identifies the barriers to flourishing and then connects stakeholders around those issues to ensure that our community is safe, healthy, educated, just, compassionate, and all people are working together to achieve their full potential and celebrate their lives.
We believe very deeply that flourishing for humanity is founded on Jesus. He is the key to all human flourishing. And of course that's the case because He designed us and created us.
I do this work because I believe that God has called, equipped, and created me for it. God calls us to love one another, to care for those in need, to be good stewards of the resources He's given us, and to work hard.
It's a blessing to serve alongside the pastors of Christ Together Greater Austin. And we recognize that our job one is to pray for all of the sectors, be it the private sector, the nonprofit sector, the governmental sector, because we will all rise and we will all flourish in that event.
I kind of looked up what that word prosperity means in that context, and it has so much to do with making one's journey successful or easier. And I believe that that's what the nonprofit, quote unquote, sector does in our community. So I think it's a tremendous opportunity for us in the faith community to partner with nonprofits, to come alongside and act as a paraclete to them, to see what God is doing in their mission statement and come alongside what God is already doing so that the entire community flourishes or profits or their life journey is made easier.
You know, when I think about ABBA, ABBA is really uniquely positioned in this city. Not one organization in the four sectors can do what we need to help our city flourish. What ABBA does is they literally help connect the four different segments of this city together so that we can convene in a neutral platform so that we can talk about the business, the social issues that we have here and those ones that we want to target and help solve, and where collectively, as a community in Christ, that we can affect change in the city for the city. That's what ABBA means to me, and hopefully to you.
And this original command to seek the welfare, the wholeness, the flourishing of the city, when it came to the Israelites, it wasn't easy. They were exiles in Babylon, and God called them his people to seek the flourishing of their enemies, people who didn't love God. And we're given the same call today. We, as God's people, are invited, are called to join him in this redemptive work of restoring creation back to God. I work hard to ensure that the systems in our community work together to provide equity and opportunity for all of the neighbors in our community. And this is how I'm in the city for the city.
Christ Together Greater Austin believes very strongly that Jesus is the key and the foundation for all human flourishing. When people engage God through Jesus, they are given and have a peace and a power, a wisdom and a grace that allows them to live lives that reflect his glory, to serve and to love, and to live joy-filled lives even in the midst of pain and tragedy. We believe that it is the role of the church in Greater Austin and beyond to ensure that every man, woman, and child has the opportunity on a repeated basis to see, hear, and respond to the gospel.
When you look at a tagline, if you will, of in the city, for the city, we live in the city, but are we for the city? And that's when the uniqueness comes together in terms of community. Our ability to reach out and work with other people, whether it's in the whatever sector, if you will, public, private sector, nonprofit sector, and our government, it's working together as one, joining in community, because we have more power in the community in order to achieve our objectives. And that's what it means in the marketplace. It means for us, from a work perspective, to come out and help our city gain that opportunity back.
I really am enamored with the prayer of praying for the peace of the city, particularly in the context that arose among a people who were exiled from the center of their life force, meaning Yahweh or God, and that the word of the Lord to them was, where you are, pray for the peace of that city. So for me, I take that very seriously, because when I came to Austin, Texas, I kind of did feel like an alien, or not necessarily a person in exile, but certainly it was a strange land for me. And over the years, I've felt a connection to the people that are building community with us in Austin, Texas. So being a part of the Shalom of the city has taken many paths for me. It becomes very instructive to me to say, where I am, where I have invested my life, where I've had my children, where I live, work, and play. I'm a pastor in the city, so I believe that it's important for people to flourish having a soul care or pastoral care. I love the arts. I'm an actress in the city, a writer in the city, because the human spirit demands beauty and expression. And so that's a part of how I find myself praying for engaging in the peace and the flourishing of Austin, Texas.